In today's video, I'm going to be giving you all some very useful tips and tricks for the brand new game mode in Season 10 of Call of Duty Mobile, which is Headquarters. And we're going to be specifically talking about the roles and positions, how to play them, and the best weapons for each role. Now, if you want to find the role that best fits your playstyle, stick to the end of the video so you can see each role and decide which one best suits you. Now, according to my YouTube analytics, only a small percentage of you are actually subscribed, so if you guys enjoy this video or if you find it helpful, go hit that subscribe button. It's completely free, it takes less than 5 seconds, and you can always unsubscribe whenever you feel like it. This is Headquarters tips and tricks in COD Mobile. Let's get right into the video. So unfortunately, you can't do HQ, you can't play Headquarters in private rooms, so we're gonna basically just get into a map, and I'll just explain all the tips. So this first role is for people who aren't too confident in their macro movements, which is moving around the entire map, but they are really good with their close and medium range gun skill, and that is the holding and the capturing position. The purpose of this role is to be inside the HQ. So for this example, let's pretend here this garage is the HQ, and your purpose is to try and capture it to gain points for your team. And when the next HQ spawns, you want to get to it as fast as possible to begin capturing it. And while you're in the HQ, you should also be prepared to defend it from people moving inside the HQ. So for example, if you're defending the HQ and you notice a player is coming in, you should be prepared to shoot him down. Another really important thing is that when you and a bunch of other teammates are inside the HQ, you want to spread out so that you and the other people capturing the HQ don't get lasered quickly by one player, or you get taken out by like a thermite or a Molotov, or you get hit with a flashbang, all that crazy stuff. So for example, in this HQ right here, you might want to have someone posted up behind the red car. Opponents could potentially flank from this side, so you might want to have a person by this generator box, and you might also want to have another person by the blue van pre-aiming the gym, which is very important because you don't want all of you to get taken out very quickly. A really important thing you want to use is the trophy system, because if enemies try to actually throw their grenades in and try to flush out you guys, your trophy system will basically just destroy it, and it will be super easy for you to just keep defending. Now, when you're positioning yourself inside of the HQ, you want to make sure you have a clear shot at anyone outside of the HQ and anyone inside of the HQ. So for example, at this position right here, let's move over to the yellow car. At this position right here, I have a clear shot of people who are outside of the HQ, but if they make it inside the HQ, I also have a shot at them. A bad position would be something like this, because you can't really see people coming through the HQ. You can pre-aim a little bit of outside, and you can't see the observation deck. So here would be a bad position. Another good position would be right here, because you could pre-aim gym, you could pre-aim observation deck, you could pre-aim the outside, you could pre-aim C flag, but you can also hit anybody who's in the HQ. Now, some really good weapons for playing OBJ or holding and capturing. But if you want to play really close range, shotguns and close range SMGs like the QQ9 and the MSMC will eliminate opponents contesting the HQ. So if they're inside the HQ, it should be pretty easy to take them out. However, you can also use versatile SMGs like the RUS and top tier assault rifles like the DRH and the ASM-10, which can be used to take out opponents both inside the HQ and opponents coming from the outside. So it's really good to have versatile weapons or close range weapons while holding and capturing. Now, another similar role that is played is breaking the HQ. When the enemy team is in control of the HQ, your objective is to basically kill all the players inside to force them to stop respawning, and then you can deactivate the HQ quickly. The point of this is to do it as quickly as possible, so you will stop your opponents from gaining any more points. So let's pretend the kitchen is actually the HQ. A few ways you can actually break the point is, first, you want to start by launching in some Molotovs or thermite grenades or just grenades, and this will force your opponents to change locations. For example, if an opponent is hiding behind this wall, you can actually toss a Molotov behind that wall to force them to move either left or right. If you're going to start Molotoving with your team, don't have everyone throw it through one angle or into one area. So you can have one person throw it through the doorway, another person could be flanking by poolside. They can jump up here and actually throw a Molotov through this window or a grenade. Another one can do it from the back, and this way you'll force your opponents to basically clump up in one spot, or they have to move to a better location, and this will allow you to easily take them out. And if they choose not to move, they're going to take a lot of damage, making it super easy for you to finish them off. For this specific breaking the HQ role, some really good weapons are, again, shotguns and close range SMGs, because when you finally make it inside the HQ, if you have great close to mid-range gun skill, you can easily melt your opponents opponents, and of course with the QQ9, the Pharaoh, the MSMC, the Buy 15, the KRM, they are super good close range. So if you like playing close range encounters, you can of course go inside, but if you're more like me and like to play a bit mid-range, you can actually kind of pre-aim angles and help your teammates out. For example, if a QQ9 player is moving in left and forcing the guy behind the wall out like this, one of your teammates who is better at mid-range can actually start pre-aiming that and then take his shot once he sees an opponent. And again, your opponents actually can't respawn after they've taken the HQ, so as soon as you kill all the opponents, or at least most of them, try to deactivate the HQ as quick as possible by just standing beside it, and it will deactivate, preventing your opponents from getting any more points. Now the final role in the map, it's called the Slayer role. The job of this role is to basically play around the entire map. You want to ambush opponents, you want to take gunfights, and basically your ultimate objective is to send the enemies back to their spawn and delay their progress. Since the team that needs to break the HQ has unlimited respawns, this role is crucial in making sure enemies don't advance on the HQ, because if they do, they'll just wipe out your teammates and they can't respawn, making it much easier for the enemy team to deactivate the HQ. So for example, if you have control of the HQ in kitchen, you will no longer respawn. Now you want to be able to predict spawn, so here the most obvious spawn would probably be by garage. A good rule of thumb to predict spawns is basically look at the opposite side of the map. The game wants the enemies to spawn as far away as possible from the objective, so if you notice where they are coming from, you can actually post up by a really good head glitch and try to take out opponents. Your main goal is to try to slay out but not die, because what happens is if you die, you are making it very easy for your enemies to move on the HQ, take out your teammates, and just deactivate the HQ. Even if the HQ hasn't been captured by either team, both teams have unlimited respawns. You can actually make it very easy for your team to capture the HQ, because when you are killing your opponents like this, you are sending them back to spawn. So now your enemy has to travel all that way back to the HQ, and by that time your teammates can capture the HQ. Whoever's playing the capturing or the breaking role can easily capture the HQ, and then your team just gets more points and it's super easy. But what you want to do is you want to stay relatively near the HQ in order to take out approaching enemies, because if you're all the way back here, some of the enemies are going to move through the ring, or they're going to move through this tree or mid, and it's just going to be really hard to take them out. However, the closer you are to the HQ, the more opponents you're actually going to see. So if the HQ is in kitchen, if you post yourself up here, it's going to be really easy to take out opponents there. And if we move into money room, which is also a really good Slayer position, you can actually take out enemies coming through mid, take out enemies going through garage. If you move back here, you can take out enemies coming from the back, and again, it's just super easy. Your purpose is essentially just to try to kill as many enemies as possible without dying, because when you die, it's just an open route for your enemies to the HQ. Now, when you're watching your positioning, you want to get the best angles on enemies, and you want to basically get power positions. So right here is a really good power position, because you can see the entire left side of the map, or right side depending where you're standing, but you can actually get this head glitch, and this is a power position because you can surprise your enemies and you have more cover than them, because my body is less exposed than someone running through the pool because their whole body is exposed, and it's super easy. And finally, the best weapons for this role is going to be weapons like the DRH, the RUS, and other fast-killing Slayer weapons. On large maps like Raid, the QQ9 and the MSMC aren't really the best, but I mean, they can still work, but I wouldn't really recommend them. The ASM-10 isn't the best either, just due to its ADS bullet spread accuracy being so bad. That's why the DRH is really fantastic, and so is the RUS if you're more of a closer range SMG player. But yeah, that is it for today's video, everyone. It wasn't the best video, but I hope it did help you guys. Yeah, make sure to hit that like button to support this video, subscribe if you are brand new to help me reach 1.3k subscribers. Go hit that subscribe button. It's free and it's really easy to do. But yeah, that is it for today's video, everyone. I hope this helped you all out. This is Delta signing off. Stay on the grind, and I will see you all in the next one.